Okay, guys, silver doing amazing here. Um, I'm sure you've heard a lot about it in the past few weeks. And, the rally doesn't seem to be stopping, and it seems like everyone's finally starting to pile in. We have silver shortages, we have the amazing news that I've gone over before, the China export controls, the shortage in silver supply. But I've been monitoring the market very closely, and in the past few days, I've started to see some very concerning signs for silver. So, yeah, the news is amazing, but that doesn't mean the price can't pull back. Price doesn't normally go up in a straight line. It's gonna have little pullbacks along the way, and I think we're due for one, and I'm gonna go over why I think that. But let me just show you an example in Bitcoin as to why when everyone is in the market, when everyone is excited on any asset class, when everyone is bullish, normally that's when that asset has a top, at least for a while. So let's use Bitcoin as an example here. This is this cycle, and at the very bottom here, at the bottoms you have the bad news, and at the tops you have the good news. So essentially, what happens is that retail get trapped. They buy at the top when there's good news, thinking it's gonna go higher, but that doesn't happen. The price goes down, and they sell at the bottom, thinking the price is gonna go down more, but actually the price reverses. So let me show you here. So for example, FTX, one of the biggest crypto exchanges, collapsed at this time. Everyone thought it was over. Exact bottom. The IBIT ETF gets approved. Wait, let me check. Yeah, yeah. The IBIT ETF, so the ETF that BlackRock created for Bitcoin got approved here. And even then, you may think, oh, the market went up. No, it got approved 10th of January, formed this wick up here to 50K and still retraced. Like, that is still about 20% price decrease. And then at the bottoms here, you have the yen carry trade fears when Bank of Japan raised their interest rates and everyone thought the world was going to collapse. That was the exact bottom. Trump inaugurated here January 20th, exact top. And Trump announced his reciprocal Liberation Day tariffs on April 7th. That was the exact bottom that day. And more recently, we had our first rate cut for 2025, which everyone was waiting for on all the way on this build up here. The rate cut finally comes. A few weeks later, market tops, and we're on a markdown. So why does this happen? Why does the news seem to be contrary to the price action? And I'll tell you why. It's because of this. So this is like the basic market cycle. And essentially you have the accumulation phase, the markup phase where the price goes up, distribution phase where the price is in a range again, and then the markdown phase. So so essentially the market is controlled. It's not controlled by retail. It's controlled by these big institutions, for example, banks, hedge funds. They're holding millions and millions of dollars in positions. And they can't just sell, like they can't just click a button and sell whenever they want, like we can. These institutions, they need to find, if they're selling, for example, they need to find buyers. They need to find, it's called liquidity. They need to find enough liquidity to sell. So how does this work? How do they achieve this? Because sometimes markets are flat and they can't sell, they can't get out of their positions. So how do they do this? Let me show you. If we zoom in here on the price action, on the 1 day here, going down to the 1 day, let's take late 2024, early 2025. Bitcoin was in this range. Let me just draw it in here. Let me just highlight this range. So you see there's clear support, 91K. loads of wicks. And we have this all-time high of 108K, then a pullback. And now there's the good news. Trump gets inaugurated and the price goes up. And at the time, it seems like, oh, we're in for another leg up. So loads of buyers flood into the market. But then these institutions, because they have a lot of buyers, they can now sell because they have a lot of buyers to match their sell orders. So what happens? It's a failed breakout and it leaves this big wick. So price went up all to 109 and on that same day it closed at 102K. That is quite strong evidence of institutional selling. So, normally these institutions, they use these news events to offload their positions or vice versa to accumulate their positions. So let me show you an example of accumulation. If we go back here, FTX collapse, and we have a accumulation range before the markup here, and you can see bad news, the price crashes, and every time the price tries to break out of this range, it goes down. It's a wick. It's bought up, all the selling is bought up by the institutions. They're just buying up all the selling, making sure the price isn't too volatile so so that people continue selling, so that they can get their orders filled. Their millions and millions, sometimes billions of dollars of orders filled. And then once all their positions are filled, price goes up to this recent high. And instead of offloading their positions, the institutions either don't do anything or they actually add to this and buy. So it becomes a cascade because you have the institutions buying. Also, you have a lot of shorts here because the price has gone down so much. People are shorting. They're going to have their stop loss at the previous high. And because the price reaches that, then they're going to be forced to close their short position, which is essentially longing. So that also adds more buying pressure to the market, and the price just cascades up. And it's like a positive feedback loop. People see the price going up loads, and essentially they but also buying because the price is going up, and it makes sure the price keeps going up and up and up until obviously the distribution phase we talked about when the institutions feel like it's time to offload their positions. So why do I say this? Um, it's because I see a pattern like this unfolding in silver right now. Now, it's not to say that silver is going into a bear market or that silver's going to crash. But I'm saying that silver, the conditions of silver right now is that it can't have another leg up. Let me show you. So if we zoom in a bit here, we're clearly trading in some kind of range here. We got all-time high of 80, it's 83, $80. And so let's just highlight our range here. It's a rectangle here. And we have clear support at about $70.50, around that zone. So it's clear we just had our markup and we're having some kind of, it's either distribution or reaccumulation. But we'll see from little clues what it's likely to be. So you see this markup, and when you're in a range, you're either in distribution or accumulation. And if we're in distribution, then you know what follows. So we had a bit of we had an attempt to break out from the price here. We had a really quick run up for silver in, I mean, Monday open, we get it at like $75. And in 2 days, the silver price goes up to $82. So, but the moment it gets to this level, instead of following through, you see this big wick. It's likely institutions offloading their positions finding sellers. And that's really bad if you have a false breakout. You have a false breakout. Because if the big players wanted the price to go up, they would just add fuel to the fire. But this false breakout is really bad. So at the very least, we're going to go back to this range. And then we may continue chopping. Um, and until we break out of this rectangle, this range, we don't actually know where the price is going to go. But there's some clues. There's some clues. So the sentiment on silver is crazy. Let me show you this funny channel I found actually. I was looking at this. I wanted to show you the comments on this video. Um, this guy, this channel was like a smart silver stacker. He just stacks silver, that's what he does. But he's trying to be a technical analyzer. He's looking at the price, saying, "Oh, silver could reach $100 plus in a few weeks." Possible, yes. But the comments here are what really concern me. Let's look. Look, to the moon. You ain't seen nothing yet. $100 silver. The only regret with silver is that I wish I had bought more. Like, if some of these comments, they look like they're comments for like a crypto video. Like to the moon. Like, what is that? Like, people clearly getting too excited at silver, and they're only getting excited like at these highs. Like, we're like at all-time highs over here. And another funny thing I saw is this. This video got recommended to me. I was like, MMA News Hub, they have a video on silver, but it's called MMA News Hub. Huh. Well, let's just scroll down a bit. Oh, oh, okay. And just to let you know, guys, all of his videos are AI. Like, this is an AI channel. So he doesn't care about the silver market. He's just trying to find the opportunity that is gonna get him the most money and the most following. So before it was MMA, and now we saw, okay, silver's doing numbers on YouTube. Everyone's scrambling for silver. Everyone's watching videos on silver. I'm gonna start making videos on silver. So that kind of shows the excitement in the silver market right now. And as I've shown you before, normally when excitement is at its highest, like when Trump got inaugurated, that was the top for Bitcoin, at least until it made a new all-time high about 9 months, 8 months later. So the sentiment that is there, is euphoria, which is actually bad for silver. So doesn't mean it has to fall, but it just may continue ranging because once it goes up to these prices again, you're gonna get these institutions offloading their positions. Like, this is not a sign of strength at all. It's a lower high, it's a failed breakout. And if we look at the RSI as well on the daily and on the weekly here, uh, it's on the daily here. We have a double top on the RSI. Well, the price has made a higher high, which is a bearish divergence. So I just want to make this video while the silver price is still very high, because it's easy to say, oh, the price is going to go down, this is going to happen, when it's already happened or when the price is low. But I just wanted to give you guys like a little warning, just to chill a little bit, It might take some time for silver to make its next leg up. Um, because the um the buying we've had here and this top was in anticipation of the China export bans on silver that came into effect January 1st. Like, now that's already been anticipated, so that's already old news. The market's preemptively anticipated, so when the news comes, then price might not react how you would expect it to. Like they say, buy on the rumor, sell on the news. So yeah, that's essentially it. And yeah, thank you for watching.